What's going on, family? It is your boy, JT, the Corporatepreneur, and you are now listening to the Corporatepreneur Podcast. And y'all, I'm excited about this episode today, all right? Like, we here, we in Atlanta, we Mogul, we done took this show on the road, and as always, we bring in giants on the show, okay? And I got another giant here for you today, right? So, before we get into that, as I mentioned, this is the Corporatepreneur Podcast, right? Where we talk about the best of both worlds, all right? So we got people out here killing it in the corporate arena, right? Working 9 to 5. And also we got some entrepreneurs, some trailblazers really making things happen within the community. And we want to be able to highlight both, as well as touch on social issues and topics that plague and impact our community the most. So with that being said, all right, I got to get to my guest, okay? So I don't even know if I can do this introduction any justice, right? I don't know, man. We got brother Khabir Muhammed in the house, all right? AKA Credit Fixer. You know what I'm saying? We got entrepreneur. We got tech mogul. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. Like the list could go on, right? So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you brother Khabir Muhammed.
Peace, everyone. And man, I appreciate all the accolades, my brother. You know, but at the end of the day, I'm just your brother. That's it.
Hey.
You know,
Yeah.
All the titles, you know, I care nothing about.
Yeah.
But so yeah, man, it's an honor to be on your podcast,
Bro.
the Corporatepreneur Podcast, man.
Yeah.
This is major, brother. What you do, man. So I'm honored to be on this podcast, bro.
Bro, and I appreciate you being here. So like real quick, man. Before like this day even came to be, right? Like, you know how there's some people who you just like respect and who you want to work with in some capacity, right? Like they may know or they may not know, right? So one day, and actually, you know, of course, you know, Khabir is one of those people, right? Like I have this list of people who I plan to work with. And so one day I was just on Instagram or whatever, I'm chilling or whatever. And then I get this DM and I get this DM that's like, yo, hey, what's good, bro? And in my mind, I'm like, this is it. This is the moment. It's about to happen. Like it's about to happen. You know what's good?
It's about to go down.
Yeah, it's about to go down. But I play it cool. I'm like, oh yeah, what's up, man? You know, I'm just chilling. You know, I can't call it. You know, but anyway, yeah. So, man, just reached out. You know, just kind of saying what's up, and you know, just kind of admiring each other's work, right?
Yeah.
And you know, just kind of some of the things we had going on, and man, just like like let's work together, right?
Yeah.
And you know, that was back in what, like November, December, something like that.
It might have been early October.
Oh man,
late October.
Late October, right? But yeah, you know, so even just from there, man, just kind of connecting. You were somebody who I you know, just kind of admired, man, just like in the distance, everything you had going on, being in the tech space, you know, Credit Fixer, all of that. And yeah, man, I'm just glad we finally got this day. We came together and we doing this.
Yes,
so,
sir.
So you guys, you witnessing something that's been in the works for a couple months now, man. It's only, we're gonna do more from here. This is just kind of like the first.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah,
this the first one.
Yeah. So
many.
With that being said, man, let's get into it, man. So go ahead, like introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who Khabir Muhammed is.
Okay, yeah. So obviously I know my name. My name is Khabir Muhammed. I'm originally from Compton, California. Man, my father, my husband. Man, it's difficult for me to introduce myself, but man, you know, I created a software. My background is software development, software engineering, from a I guess educational standpoint.
Okay.
But you know, I always tell people, man, you know, institutions don't really teach you. You know, once you can comprehend, you can learn anything that you want. And, you know, so once I graduated, I jumped into the corporate arena.
Okay.
You know, I worked for the Googles and Boeings and some private companies as well. But, you know, it's nothing more rewardful than, you know, taking that leap and creating something yourself that you can say that you own, that you built, you know, the ins and outs of, and you can, you know, really learn how to be a creator, an owner.
Man.
And that's true power. And so, you know, I think that's a good little introduction.
Okay.
I guess. I
like that. I'm gonna double click on some of those things, right? Sure. So, you mentioned you went to school. Where'd you go to school?
Actually, out here in Atlanta, Morehouse College.
Okay, man. Shout out to Morehouse. Morehouse, stand up, right?
Morehouse for sure.
So you went to Morehouse, right? And you majored in what software development? Is that
computer science?
Computer science. Okay, so computer science. And then you mentioned working for places like Google, Boeing, right? Now, just out of curiosity, right? Computer science, developing software. What is that like? Like, are there a lot of blacks in that space? Like what is that? What does that space look like in terms of diversity?
Man, I would say in the tech space, there's not good demographics, a balanced demographics as it relates to a lot of black folks, black people. So I would say that we probably the minority.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. When I worked on teams, I was mostly in every case the only black person. Aside from maybe a manager that might be black, but for me, as a software developer, I think maybe in 2 instances it was 2 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's not a whole lot of representation like in the space, right? So how did you even get introduced to the space? Like what made you say, hey, I want to go to school. I want to do, computer science. I got to be honest, even for me, man, I was in college. I had like 4 or 5 different majors and it depended on who I was dating. So I was political science. That's because I was dating a girl in poli-sci. I was in theater. I was up there trying to Hamlet, Shakespeare. I'm trying to, so for me, my college experience was different. I bounced around a little bit. So back to the question of, what led you to computer science?
Man, so, all right. So, initially when I first started college, it was in Oregon, believe it or not. So I'm all the way in Oregon, playing JUCO basketball and running track also. Okay. And so the girlfriend I had at the time, she got accepted into Clark. Okay. And so, I applied for Clark. Okay. And I didn't get in. Right. It was like my grades aren't good enough. I was like, damn. So I went and applied for this junior college out here. Okay. I didn't want to go to Morehouse, for just, some other reasons. Right. And then, for some reason I didn't get into this junior college. I'm like, what is going on? I can't get in no schools out here. Okay. And so I ended up going to Morehouse, and I forget this dean. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name right now. But he's no longer the dean. But I wrote a letter, and my brother-in-law, who wasn't my brother-in-law at the time, he was just dating my sister, he took it and dropped it off. Dean Darton. Was it Dean Darton? It might have been Dean Darton. Okay. And he wanted to meet me. Okay. He read my story. He was like, you know what, young man? Morehouse need a lot more brothers like you. He said, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to let you into school. And he said, but what you gonna have to do, you gonna have to pay for it. You gonna have to figure out how to pay for it. Okay. And at the time, it was like $42,000 a semester or something like that. What? Man, it was crazy. So I was just like, you know what, man, I'm about to come in here and I'm gonna, do my thing. So prior to majoring in computer science, I was majoring in architectural engineering. Okay. And so I was doing I was already on computers, writing floor plans, using AutoCAD and Revit and stuff like that. Okay. And so, they didn't have that. They just had aerospace engineering, things of that nature. I was like, I ain't really feeling that. So let me try, since I'm on these computers, let me try out computer science. Stay in the lane, yeah. And so that's how I got into computer science. Okay. At I was 22 at the time. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Man, that's what's up. So I want y'all to catch that, right? A lot of times, like your journey, your pathway, man, it may not be as clear cut, right? You may have to make some substitutions, right? You may not you're not going to get yeses all the time, right? Whether it's trying to come back to Atlanta, that was a no there, but even also too, there was a point where you experienced some grace, right? Somebody said, yo, man, we need more brothers like you, right? So, it's just along the journey, right? Just be prepared to be flexible, really rolling with the punches. You're going to encounter, many different things, but you also will encounter people who will look out for you and help you up along the way. So, that's cool, man. So, all right. So talk to me. All right. So we talked a little bit about, all right. So this is another thing, right? So, when we spoke back in October, man,
I think I asked you where you were from, right? Mm-hmm. And you kind of mentioned, like, yeah, man, you kind of bounced around, you know, to multiple different places. Even you mentioned you started off, okay, you was at the JUCO in Oregon. You also mentioned you spent some time in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about, you know, just kind of Khabir, you know, bouncing around, the movement, and just kind of what led you even like down here to you know, set up in Georgia.
Man, so at this time, obviously, I'm well, not obviously, but I graduated from Morehouse.
Okay.
And
what year?
2013.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so Barack Obama was our commencement speaker, by the way.
That's dope.
Yeah,
okay.
That was hard.
Yeah.
Like I told you, that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
We was in the rain and all. It was dope.
Okay.
So let me stick to the story. So, so Boeing was moving from Washington State on the West Coast to their headquarters to Chicago. And so what they were doing, they were trying to find like all the best talent that they had in Boeing.
Okay.
And, you know, move them to Chicago. And so I got placed out there. You know, this is 2015.
Okay.
And so obviously I guess I was doing well in the company as a whole.
You guess you're doing well, bro. I guess.
So I'm in there and I'm like 2 levels under the CTO, you know.
Okay, wait. So what's the CTO?
Shit, I don't even know these titles, man. Chief Technology Officer? Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is. And Ted Colbert, he actually a Morehouse grad also.
That's what's up. Okay.
Yeah, he been doing his thing. So shout out to Ted. So so I'm down there. I never actually, you know, got to talk to him in person while I was there, but we chop it up over the phone or what have you. But anyways, I'm in there. I'm made the most money I've ever made in my life for working for a company.
Okay.
In 2015.
In 2015. So like, can we get spicy? Like how many zeros we talking, man? I mean, if you like, we can keep it
bro,
PG.
I'm all the way one.
Let's go. Like drop it. Come on,
man. I tell you what. The year before, I was making $82,000 a year. Okay. It wasn't. When I got there, I don't even know how. I ain't even calculate how much I was making. Okay. But I know I was making, let's say, $12,000 a month.
A month?
No, $12,000 a month plus like 10 to 15 bonus every month.
Wait. Let me pause real quick. All right. So you said $12,000 a month plus 10 or 15 what? 10 or 15 what? $1,000 what?
A month.
A month on top of that? Yeah, what? Like, okay.
I couldn't tell nobody that, but that's what I was.
That's what, yeah. See, we couldn't tell nobody that. See, yeah, all y'all, yeah. Look, you ain't even know. He was rolling like that.
Yeah,
you know?
I was moving 15.
But no, so a couple things. So with that, right? Like, I think that's awesome, man. And I mean, I talk about the best of both worlds, you know, being in that corporate space. I do understand that. I believe entrepreneurship is necessary, but I do understand that everybody may not grab hold of it completely, right, to be their own owners per se. Mm-hmm. But I just think, man, it's so, man, to be able to bring in that type of income, right? Mm-hmm. You know, young black man, that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of us in that space or in those positions, you know, whether on entrepreneurship side or even working for themselves, who can, you know, generate that type of income. Mm-hmm. So I do think that was pretty dope, man, for you to be able to be in that space for a well-respected, well-known company like Boeing, right? Yeah. And be a top dog, like, why you doing it? Yeah. Like, that's, bro, yeah.
It was a test, though, you know, to be honest with you, it was truly a test. You know, I remember one time, you know, I'm over here just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, why these people paying me all this money? You know, me, this black guy from Compton, California. Yeah. You know, and honestly, I didn't think I was gonna get selected to go there because. Okay. But I remember one thing my dad always told me, because growing up, people used to make fun of my name. Okay. You know, me and my older brother, and you know, he one thing that I never forget. You know, we was coming home from the grocery store, and I was like, man, I don't like my name. He was like, man, let me tell you something. He said, your name gonna open up doors for you, and they gonna close doors for you, but they gonna open up more doors for you. And I got that understanding, you know, when, you know, I started applying for jobs. Man, it was never a position that I applied for that I ain't never get, bro. And it's crazy because, you know, it's unfortunate but fortunate that, you know, when they see my name, especially in this tech space, they think I'm from like some other country.
Yeah,
Then I get in there, they like, yo, this man is he definitely can do the job, but it's like I wasn't expecting you.
Right.
So, and where you from?
Right.
I'm from Compton, California. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
But they believe everything they see in Hollywood and all that, so they, they probably wouldn't expect much coming from me.
Okay.
But yeah, man, it was a test. That was a test, but also, just being a Muslim, especially a Muslim in the Nation of Islam, out there in Chicago, they're fully aware. Yeah. And I'm, up there like that, man, it's like, I don't know what they, thought about that. But, I ultimately, to keep it 100, I ended up getting fired.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I had about 3 managers during my tenure in Chicago. Okay. I was only supposed to spend a year there. Okay. And then I get to decide if I want to stay there or not or go somewhere else. But, I believe it was like the 8th or 9th month. It was like, man, we got to get this dude up out of here.
Wow. So wait a minute. Okay.
He making too much money.
He said he got to get him out of here. So wait a minute. All right. So you say you got fired, right?
Yeah.
Now, how did you get fired? Like what was like the, let me know, because I talk with the corporate America world. Like I'm in it. I'm still there. I got my feet in both places. But yeah, so like what happened?
Man, to be honest with you, man, I was too green. I was too green. I was too open. And, in these spaces, when you get that high up, a lot of people, they are, how do I say this? They not ego tripping, but they trying to, get into the next stage of getting position. Yeah. So they play all these corporate games and things of that nature.
I'm aware.
Emails, they write certain stuff in emails to kind of put you in a position of like, oh, it's your fault or some shit like that. Yeah. But it was things like that, and I didn't pick up on it until too late. And to me, I'm just being, keeping it 100. I'm young. I'm 25 at the time. Man. And I'm 27. 25 at the time, and I just didn't really pick up on like the schemes and things of that nature. And so,
the game.
They got me on being late. They said I was late, 1 minute, 3 minutes. I'm like, man, y'all tripping on me being late. I'm getting a fucking job. So what are we talking about? So it didn't really make sense to me, but that was their rules, but that's how they got me up out of there, being late. And to be honest, it was traffic every morning.
Oh, bro, I know, yeah.
And it was like more traffic. Like most of the people that worked, they worked on the west side of Chicago, or they live in the north. Okay. Like I forget what they call it, this loop. Okay. Because that's where all the people that make good money, they stay in that area. I lived in the south side. Like wherever I go, I try to stay near my people, right? Yeah. So I was traveling from, further direction and just coming in, and they was fixing the highway and something, but, whatever. But anyways, I got fired. Okay. I got fired from pretty much all my jobs.
Oh, from all your jobs. All right. So you batting 1,000. It's just, okay. So wait a minute. So, okay, a couple things, bro. I just want to go back to, you said something there, and this is something a lot of people don't realize. Man, in corporate America, you kind of have to play the game, I had a similar situation. My first role in corporate America, I didn't get fired almost, but I got written up blind. I was going in for a year review. I'm like, y'all want sales manager of the year? You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and get ready for this promotion, the bonus and all that. And they're like, well, we just think that we don't feel your urgency, and we don't, like, man, it was like I got blindsided, right? Similar experience, but I ended up just quitting and leaving and getting something else going. But nah, bro, a lot of us, you say being too green, working in these corporate spaces, not knowing the game, not having people to really kind of coach up and teach you up on how things are. Right. A lot of us fall into that trap there. But I believe everything happens for a reason. So, with that being said, right, now you're working for yourself full time right now? Okay. All right. So full-time entrepreneur, right? You say you got fired from every job that you had, right? Yeah. So what kind of, outside of that, like what led you into kind of doing your own thing, right? And I know you got Credit Fixer to like here today, but before Credit Fixer, like what were you doing?
Before Credit Fixer, I was working another job.
Okay, then working another job.
I had my software development company, but I was only making websites at the time.
Okay, got you. Websites. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, now how did you go from websites to Credit Fixer? Like, what was the catalyst or the change, right? That was like, all right, man, like Credit Fixer. Like, how was Credit Fixer born? Man,
it was born out of literally doing credit, fixing credit.
Okay.
I started, like most people.
Yeah.
I asked somebody to fix my credit.
Right.
And, I didn't get the results I was, looking for, expecting. Mm-hmm. And so, you do that 1 or 2 times and you're like, damn, man, hold up.
Yeah.
I can't afford it. So maybe I should just try and fix it myself.
Yeah.
And so once I realized how simple it was, this was back in like 2016. Okay. I'm like, man, all right, this not as hard as I thought.
Yeah.
I'm getting results. I'm reading these books.
What was the first credit book you read or bought?
This book by Corey P. Smith, I think that's his name, Black brother. Okay. And he was giving some game because I used to think that credit reporting agencies were credit bureaus. Man. I thought they were part of the government.
Right.
And I'm like, damn. But I'm reading this dude book and he talking about how he was just thrashing them, man. He was getting everything removed, like from his credit reports and stuff. And he broke down like the history of these credit reporting agencies and how they for-profit companies. Right. And like you don't got to be scared of no company. Like you ain't afraid of Target, are you? Right. Right. So the same situation goes when it comes to these credit reporting agencies. And once I had that perspective, I'm like, oh shit, like this is I can cuss on this podcast.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, just say what you got to say. However the spirit leads you. However it leads you. We got editing software.
I do my best not to use baby language, but
yeah, keep it real, man. Go ahead.
Once I understood, like, man, how to approach this thing properly, I'm like, man, it's not hard. But then I also started seeing that, at the time, people were charging like $3,500. I know I paid like $2,500 one time and then $1,500 the other time. I'm like, yo, nah. Yeah. So I also realized, and then I started fixing credit. Okay. And then I come to realize and understand like why people charge what they charge. Yeah. Because, not all the time do, you fix people's credit in 30 days or 90 days. Man. And like, let's say like somebody's expecting their credit to be done in 90 days. And you still got to track that person, but not only that person, all the other people that you got. So it's too. Like, man, I got to keep track of this. It's going to take my time. So, like Jay-Z said, set your price, live your life. Yeah. And, so I don't get mad at people for charging what they feel that they worth and what their time is worth. Yeah. But overall, I felt that, people can do it themselves. Yeah. And because I had the ability to write code and understand how to write, code and not just some WordPress site or something like that, right? I felt like I could create an application that people could leverage and use. And so the first thing I did was I started a mentorship.
Okay. Yeah, so you did the
Man, listen, bro. I did the mentorship with the manufacturer spending.
Yeah.
Got you all the hotels, top tier, Caesars, everything. Okay. Free stays. I got the car rental companies, all of that. So, but I kept my group small because I want to make sure that I delivered with them. Right?
Absolutely.
But so the first week was like credit repair. Yeah. Second week was like manufacturer spending.
Bro, I know.
Right?
I know it.
So what I did was after that first month, I made a cool little, $10,000. I'm like, oh, this is smooth. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. But in the midst of it, I told myself, I was like, you know what? Something just clicked in me. It was like, I'm not having another mentorship again. Not that I couldn't. I could have kept it going and just got and all that, but it wasn't about that for me. It was more so, I saw something greater. And so I was like, man, this little app that you've been working on for yourself, like, why don't you make this a real software? Yeah. So instead of, getting this quick money, I was like, why not build something that people could actually use, that could really help them and empower them. And so that's how I took this little, I probably skipped a little step in the story, but at the time, like 2015, 2016, I was working on this this software where it just basically printed out the templates for these dispute letters.
Okay, right.
Because what I had to do was I had to go in a Word and I had to do all this. So I was like, man, just for my sake, I was like, you know what? Let me just automate this for me.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And so that's what I did. And that's all it was.
Bro, so first off, I'm gonna let you, I just want to pause there. That's dope as hell. Like to be able to have a software that can create the templates, you know, for you. Because I mean, like you said, being in that credit repair space, I took on like a couple people, you know, just helping folks out. It is extremely time consuming. And then especially, you know, then when you really want to get into consumer law, you want to talk spicy, you know what I'm saying? You got to be up on your responses, like, you know, so it's, yeah, bro, I just kind of wanted to pause there for that. But okay, but go ahead. You got the software, you got the templates. And go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to.
Yeah. So it was just, I called it the automator. Okay. That's what it was. It just literally printed out the template. Okay. And put my ID in there. That's it. And then I quit the mentorship. I stopped it. It was called K.M.Credit.
Gotcha. Is the page still? Is it still live? Is it still up?
Yeah.
K.M.
K.M.Credit. Yeah, man. It's like yellow. If it's still up there, it's yellow.
Okay.
And, so from there, man, I just from 2017 on to February 2020. Okay. I built the software and got it up to where it is today. Okay. And initially I had a soft launch in, I think it was February 2021.
Okay.
And I charged like $24.99.
Okay.
And nobody signed up really.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Nobody really signed up. And so I was like, I'm not solving the problem. I'm not solving the right problems.
Okay.
So, and side note, man, if anybody wants to, if anybody's looking to get into entrepreneurship or anything like that, or even just, you feel like you want to make some money, quote unquote, solve problems. The more problems you solve, the more money you make, so that's just a little side note. That's what I've learned from my experience. And we all try to make money and generate money and all this stuff. Yeah. Just solve problems and you'll make some money. It's that simple in my opinion. But anyways, back to your answering your question. Man, it took me about 4 years to really get it to this point. And then, I launched it and nobody really bought. I probably made like $600,
So, okay, I want to double click on that, right? Because a lot of people, entrepreneurship, we see on Instagram, everybody's winning. They got the jets and, you can live like me and do this and do that. Like, but this your baby, this project, you put all this time, energy, and effort into, you're like, man, I'm finna change the world. $24.99, boom. Like I know what it's like to, man, you press that button to go live and you just like, yeah. And then you see $600 come in. So talk to me a little bit about how you felt in that moment and how you pushed through to get to where you are today and where you're continuing to evolve, right? Like talk to me a little bit about that journey from how you felt then to being able to get to where you are now.
In truth, I felt the same. I felt because in truth, I wasn't doing it for the money. I felt happy. I felt, man, I produced something.
Okay. Man, okay.
I own something. I built something. Yeah. People are actually using it, And so, I felt the same. And now where I'm at now is like, again, like when I saw that I wasn't generating what I could to like free myself up so I can add more value and make it that much better. I realized I wasn't solving the problem enough, and I didn't have the right people around me to help me, or I wasn't in the right rooms to help me, take the ideas to the next stage. Okay. And that was it, man. I realized I was afraid too.
Of what? What were you afraid of?
Because I saw bigger platforms, like I saw like CRC, right?
Right.
Once I heard about that, I was like, oh man, my platform, I don't want to build something that big. My mind wasn't, it wasn't that I couldn't, but I had fear that I couldn't. Okay. And that's a whole lot of stuff to manage. That's a whole lot of stuff to study and how, but I think in those next 5 months, February to August I launched. So however long that is, I spent time studying, how to make it a big platform, right? That's, sending your letters certified mail from the software, faxing your letters, downloading your letters and provide instructions on how to, send out your letters, videos, tutorial videos, inputting your credit reports. What else? Uploading your documents in there. Man, it was just so much, editing your letters and things of that nature, keeping track. Man, it was just so much that I wanted to do that I was fearful of doing that I did in that span of those 5 months. And I was like, man, that was so much more rewarding. And it's like, that's why I say, like, dream, if your vision has to be huge because you'll figure out how to do it along the way.
Absolutely.
It's always going to happen. I don't know why it's like that, but if you say you faithful about something, God gonna challenge your faith.
Yeah, man.
Always gonna challenge your faith. And so he gonna put stuff in the way. It was times I didn't know how the hell I was gonna do it. Like I didn't know how to go about doing it at all. But again, it's like talking to somebody like yourself, talking to somebody, that's been there that can give you your next step, or jumping into these different rooms, mentorships and things of that nature. You might get your next idea right there, or that answer that you was looking for. So that's what I was doing,
So you said it twice, right? Man, first off, you said a lot there, right? Pursuing and going after things that you really want, right? And just having your faith be challenged, right? If you really want it or not, right? And just being able to push through that, not even knowing if it's gonna work out, right? Not even knowing if it's gonna work out, but still seeing it through. And also, you mentioned mentorship twice, right? Well, a couple times, three. I think like 3 times. Well, you had your own mentorship, right? You had that one, and then you also you mentioned being in rooms, right, and having other mentors, right? So who are some of the people? Or maybe talk to me a little bit about some of the rooms that you've been in, some of the people who've kind of helped foster the ideas, that you've had. And just help kind of cultivate and bring things to life. You talked about that 5-month span, right? So talk to me a little bit about the role that mentorship played in continuing to help you elevate, like, along the journey.
Yeah. So one of the biggest mentorships that I jumped in the first one was with Ty Lopez.
Word? Okay, so you did a Tyler. Okay, all right.
It was crazy because Neo was there too. Like, we was at this event in L.A.
Okay,
It was one of Ty Lopez's big events out there, and I saw Neo for the first time. He was working for was Eric Thomas at the time.
What? Wow. Okay, man. That's powerful in this, man. Okay, yeah. Yo, let me pause real quick. Mentorship is powerful, y'all. Being able to get the tutelage, the insight, the experience, and having conversations with people who are where you desire to be. That's the cheat code. That's like one of the ultimate, like true mentorship, right? Like, that's the ultimate cheat code. But go ahead, bro. Yeah, my bad. I ain't mean to.
Yeah, and then one of the biggest ones that helped me like really make a big jump.
Okay.
And that's part of the reason why I started my own mentorship was Him 500.
Bro,
Big Him
so
500.
wait a minute. You a part of Recession Proof?
Yeah.
What, bro? I ain't know.
Yeah, I've been there since 2019, I think.
You was okay. So you came in early.
Yeah,
all right.
I was there early. And,
okay.
And shout out to Marcus, Him 500, and his beautiful family. So yeah, I was out there. I mean, he actually, man, me and Marcus got real close back then, and man, I learned a lot from him.
Okay.
And I saw a person. We were around the same age, and I saw somebody just moving, and just, it's crazy because when you see somebody that you respect, and you see somebody that you feel like, man, I can do that shit too.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, you can do this shit. Just you gotta and you see him move, you start taking notes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you wise, you're gonna start taking some notes. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, bro. So yeah, shout out to Marcus Barney, aka Him 500. Yeah, bro. I joined Recession like last year, bro. Like late last year, man. That was like my introduction into, like this space, I'll say. You know what I'm saying? So but that's powerful, bro, right? Yeah. So who else?
Van Taylor is another one.
All right.
In his mentorship. Carlos, the credit guy. I'm not in his mentorship, but he was always somebody I can reach out to.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the OG right there. Man, who else? Oh man, major. The Bureau Bullies.
Oh my, bro, yeah. How can we? If I could drop a bomb, I'm gonna edit it. Yeah, put a bomb on there. Yeah,
that. Man.
Yes, yeah. Shout out to the Bureau Bullies. You know, brother Umar Clark, man, the family, bro, the whole squad, man. Just the family, man.
I gotta take a second to speak about that entire family, man. Yeah. Vernay, Kiki, Tia, man, you name them. DJ, I mean, the whole family is just beautiful. Umar, of course, man, that's my brother. Yeah. That's my brother for life. Yeah, man. And anything that he need, anything his family need, I got him anytime. Yeah. Man, say less, you know, just easy call for me. But that whole family right there played a major role in credit fixers as well. Okay, I used to drive to Umar house sometimes 2 hours away, we just chop it up. Yeah. We just chop it up for hours. Sometimes I just like, man, I'm finished. I end up staying the night. You know? Man, yeah. That's a wise brother right there.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Bureau Bully family, man. Sure. And, go ahead. I ain't want to cut you off if you had something else.
I got to shout out I Self Law and Master as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they had a conference recently, right?
They did.
Okay, I didn't get to attend, man, but
beautiful conference.
Yeah, I know they doing some powerful things too. That's what's up. Shout out to them. Who else, man? Let's give everybody their flowers, man. While we here, you know.
Who else? It's a lot of people, man. Oh man, I can't forget. That's my dog, man. I'm my dog, my bro. Come on, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta do this. I gotta show love to Dawn. Dawn, she knows who she is.
Okay.
Man, how am I forgetting my bro? I was just on his mentorship call. That's crazy. Jeremy. Big Trap. That's my bro.
Big Trap. Okay.
Yeah, me, bro. Yeah, Big Trap. Jeremy. Man, Jeremy. Who else? Sis, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good, bro.
It's a lot of my brain. I'm gonna shout y'all out before I get off.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Though, for sure.
Yeah, we can circle back, man.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, man. All right, so we talked a little bit about, you know, the origin story, just a little bit, right? You know, went to school, you know what I'm saying, a couple places you live, right? Working in corporate America, you know, and then, you know, transitioning, you did the entrepreneurship thing, you did your own mentorship, you know, working on websites, software developing, credit fixer, right? So tell us a little bit more about this credit fixer software, like what it is, what it does, who it's for, and how people out here listening can benefit from it, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So actually, Credit Fixer has expanded. We not only have a Credit Fixer, but we also have Credit Fixer Business. And so Credit Fixer, just Credit Fixer is a do-for-self software that empowers consumers to fix their own or I don't even say fix because you truly can't fix your credit, but manage your credit. Okay. And, you know, it helps you get the credit scores that you desire to achieve. And so it allows you to, you know, import your credit reports, allows you to send out your dispute letters, you know, certified mail directly from the software, or you can download them and take them to your local post office and send them out. We have the consumer laws in there. If you ever follow Bureau Bullies, we have, you know, in an automated way, we have Metro 2 letters in there. If anybody's familiar with those, then we have, you know, dispute flow process that, you know, is very effective, and you know, people get the results that they're looking for. Also in there, if you follow the Bureau Bullies, you know, whenever you're sending out your affidavits, you also want to, you know, add the invoice in there. So we also have an invoice generator in there, so you can generate your invoice and add that to that whole package and send out. We got the affiliate program. So let's say you sharing it with your family or friends, you can, you know, make some money doing that, you know, by just sharing and helping other people, you know, learn how to fix their own credit, and then just switching over to Credit Fixer Business.
Okay.
Man, I'm so excited about this one because now, let's say you an entrepreneur or a credit repair company, right. Or let's say you didn't came from Credit Fixer. Now you know how to fix your credit. Now you can jump into the business aspect and, take on clients. And so essentially, I wanted to make it, easier to use, effective. So, you get all your clients, you can import clients, you can add clients in there. You can send text messages to your clients or what have you. They have their own client portal so they can see what, dispute letters you sent out, but they won't see the actual dispute letter, but they can see like what's happening.
What's going on. Absolutely.
What's going on. You want to keep them aware. Man, it's so much that's going on.
It's a lot. So wait a minute. I do want to add this in here too. So I just this is one thing that I really respect, right? So we were at an event last night, right? Kwanzaa Fest. And, we spoke just briefly. I was just saying, hey, what's up? And he's like, yo, bro, I'm going back to the crib. I got to write some code and stuff tonight. So when you talk about, man, somebody, building a baby, a product, working on a project and putting their all into it and making sure it's best for the consumer, the customer, everyone who's going to benefit or take part in it, it's bro right here, like for real, right? I just had so much respect for that. Just, there's a lot of stuff going on the internet, videos and people and stuff, but just to meet people who are really real about what they do and they actually, they care about folks, they care about the product, they're really making stuff happen. Bro, I appreciated that, right? Like the video matches the audio. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
it's
sir.
not a front,
yes,
nothing like that. So that was just something little, right? We like, bro, man, I got to write this code. You know what I'm saying? Like they got to get their remedy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working on it. But okay, so you got two basic platforms, right? So you got a Credit Fixer, so that's for the consumer. You learn how to fix and do your own credit, right? Or not necessarily fixing it, but for the purpose of what we're explaining here, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, okay. And then you have Credit Fixer Business, right? So that's if you do have your own credit, repair restoration company. You can take on your own clients that way. So if I want to sign up or if I want to enroll, right? Let's say if I want to fix my own credit, right? Mm-hmm. Talk to me a little bit about that, the enrollment process, what that looks like. How much will it cost me up front? Mm-hmm. What do I have to do in order to be a part of Credit Fixer if I'm just trying to get my personal credit together first?
Yeah, so first off, you can sign up for free and actually go in and see the software and see what it can do.
Okay.
Right? When it comes down to actually, wanting to actually use the software, then you have to select a plan.
Okay.
And that's, we have just the Credit Fixer, and then we have Credit Fixer Pro.
Okay.
And Credit Fixer Pro has those Metro 2 and the Bureau, the administrative process. That's the proper term. And that's $125 per month. So $79 per month, $125 per month. Okay. You can get your $1. So let me circle back. You can sign up for free. You can get your credit report for $1, and you can import it in the software and see, see your credit report in the software. But also, you'll get a free credit analysis, which will show you exactly what's hurting your credit scores. Okay. So that's you can do that for free. Okay. Coming in software, $1. So
for $1, I can sign up on the site. Mm-hmm. I can get a credit analysis to let me know what's wrong with my profile, what I need to do, right? And then that analysis, so it'll actually give me steps that I need to take just on my own without even.
As it stands right now, the credit analysis shows your credit score, but it also just shows you like all the derogatory items that's hurting your credit score. Now, when you purchase software and you want to dispute those derogatory items, the software automatically pulls in. Let's say you want to send a personal information letter. You can send that out. We have the security freeze letters. Right. We have a whole dispute flow. So even if you didn't even know how to fix credit, you accidentally fix your credit in the software because I got steps: pre-dispute flow, first round, second round, third round. And complaints round. Okay. So you can literally just follow the steps. Okay. And there's tutorial videos that will guide you along the way. And you can accidentally fix your credit.
So if you out there listening and you want to fix your credit on accident, okay, you need to tap in. You need to tap in with bro, man. Yeah. So, and actually, somewhere along like the screen, right, you'll see the link here to Credit Fixer. All right. So I want to make sure. So when this pops, when you watching this, when this pops up, all right. So if you just listening in, I'll make sure it's in the show notes, or if you're on YouTube watching it, I'll make sure you have the link as well so you can enroll into Credit Fixer, right?
And shout out my girl, Jill. I had to shout her out. It was at the tip of my tongue.
There you go. Okay.
So yeah, I had to do that. That's my sister, right? That's my big sis.
Okay.
Much love to her.
So, all right, so we got that. We got Credit Fixer. We got how to enroll. Okay, how to get you set up. Now, if I'm listening in and I'm watching this and I hear what you're saying about, okay, I've got a dispute process, I got a dispute flow, I got Metro 2, you know, I've been on Instagram and I've been to a credit repair company before, Lexington Law, I ran off with my bag, you know what I'm saying? Like how do I know, you know what I'm saying, that this is the real, like what would you say to somebody who's been kind of burned by other companies or something like that before, but they still need help with credit repair?
Yeah, so I've been there too, you know, and, you know, for me, I've never been one of these people to try and convince people.
Yeah.
One of the things I want people to see for themselves, and that's truly at the one of the things at the root of Credit Fixers. Okay. It's funny because people wanted me to create a B2B software, and they said that's where the money at, and they wasn't wrong. Okay. But you know, my reason for building software was to empower us.
Gotcha.
You know, and so educating us on how to fix our credit, and that's really the problem. We always looking to somebody else to do something for us that we could do for ourselves. Well and able to do for ourselves. And so that's why, you know, you don't have to look at Lexington Law or one of these other people or another credit repair company if you don't want to.
Right.
But if you do want to, you know, learn how to fix your credit, because let's face it, you're not going, your credit scores are going to always fluctuate.
Absolutely.
And you can manipulate it yourself if you know what to do.
Yeah.
And Credit Fixer is just something. It's just a tool, really. Yeah. It's really a big platform to teach you about credit. And credit is not some credit score.
It's really not.
It's deeper than that. But this is just the first stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
So you want to give him a little sauce, man. Like, so you say credit is not really a score. Like, let's put some spice on them. You know what I'm saying? We in RPX, we know a little bit. We be around the bureau bullies. Yeah. So what's like the definition of like credit, right? Like, how would you describe like what like credit like really is?
Man, and I can say it in one word. Well, yeah, I could. You. Like, quite literally, you are the credit. Like, literally. You know, from the day that you born and become a United States citizen, you know, you are the credit, or you at least have access to that credit, and you are a beneficiary to, you know, an account that you have, you know, and I really don't like to go too much into that.
Okay, yeah, we ain't
people don't like to study.
Okay,
and you get to, you know, people. I just see so much people jumping the gun. You know, when we start getting into the weeds of this. But you are truly credit, and you know, that Social Security card that you call, you know, a Social Security card. I mean, it is a security,
right?
And but what is a security to? You know, you do have a trust account that you're a beneficiary of, but how do you access that?
Right.
And everything that if you really think about it, anytime you're using that social security number or account number, they're accessing your account. You're since you're the beneficiary and you give them access to that account number and you sign it, you're signing a contract that's allowing them to become the agent to access that account and to access this money. And so
on your behalf.
Right. You know, and so that's why I say it's so much bigger than just, you know, credit. But it's wise to have a, you know, nice credit score if you want to, you know, make your life easier.
Yeah.
And leverage other people's money, which is technically not their money, it's yours. But they flip the script and they lend you your own money. But
and charge you interest.
On your own money. On your own.
Like, come on, man.
It's a cold game out here. So.
It really is. And you're right. I'm not going to go too deep, about the United States being a corporation that filed bankruptcy in 1933, and they pledged U.S. citizens as collateral to pay back the debt.
18 USC.
Yeah, come on. Don't have me in here. Can I get an amen? Right. What's going on up in here?
Well.
Right? But to your point, I did just kind of want to just kind of graze the surface a little bit with that, because I do want people to think a little bit more about, credit and understand credit, right? Mm-hmm. It is bigger than, just cars and houses and things of that nature. These, material things, it literally is your life. And even when I teach in high schools, man, just kind of at the, fundamental level, like I talk about how when you don't understand credit, it can determine where you live. It could determine where you work. Mm-hmm. It could determine your access to, utilities and things of that nature. And especially just coming in the game, not knowing nothing, right? Mm-hmm. You got a lot of us who are behind, right? Yeah. Behind the 8 ball. Like I got kids in classes, they're afraid to use credit cards because they seen what happened to their parents, right? Being late, sent to collections, bankruptcies, just all these different things, right? So as much as I can, right? And I'm not necessarily a credit guru per se, right? Mm-hmm. I like to consider myself, I'm an educator, right? In the financial space. There's so many different pillars and things in that space. Mm-hmm. But yeah, credit is important, man. So that's my little 2 cents. I just wanted to put that out there. But and I really appreciate your crusade and what you doing, bro.
Man, thank you, brother. I likewise, man. I see you in these schools, like you literally in the mix, bro. And people don't realize how valuable that is, and how important that is, especially in our culture, for our demographic. Like, bro, you being in them schools, touching them children, them students, bro, that's so vital because they don't see enough of us. They don't see enough successful black men or women, in their face. Yeah. And like I said, like, man, I remember when him 500 invited me to his middle matching party back in the day, like 2019. I was like, man, it was cool. But just being there and just seeing like how stuff was moving and stuff, and the conversations that was being had there, I was like, yo, this all right. I see. Yeah. I see. And you can, like, for me, my dad told me, I learned this from the minister. He said, you can learn from a baby, And, Mr. Farrakhan, he said, you can learn from a baby, and you never stop learning. Yeah. Those who stop learning are dead. And, that's why I say, many of us, we got the power to do for ourselves, but we don't really take the time to really believe that. Yeah. Just believe it. We don't even take the time to believe it. A second to believe it. Like to act, and that's not even doing it, but that's just believing that you can do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it starts with seeing somebody like that.
Absolutely.
And this is what I'm still talking about you at this right now.
Bro.
It starts with seeing somebody do it and you like, damn, I can do it. And then it will inspire you. Not to say that you're not gonna be challenged along the way. Right. But like even for me, like I told my team, like, a 13-year-old taught me how to read when I was in college. And I tell this story all the time. He taught me how to read. I'm 21 in college. And that's really what separated me from where I was from being an athlete to, being in corporate America, ultimately to where I'm at now, was reading, literally. And this dude, I would see him, like I'm on Morehouse campus at this time, and I mean, this dude sitting next to me. And mama dropping him off at school. Right. And he's sitting next to me in class. But every day I would walk in class, we walk through the promenade, I'm seeing this little dude with a book. Yeah. And I'm like, it's not the same book. Right. So he reading a new book every week.
Reading, yeah.
He reading, bro. Like, obviously I can read words and what have you, but I wasn't reading books. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm sitting to do a different book every week. I'm like, yo, I'm humble enough to ask him, like, bro, why you always got a new book every week? He was like, oh, because I finished the other ones. I'm like, how you read so many books? And I was like, I can't do that. He was like, yeah, you can. I was like, man, I fall asleep when I read.
Right? Like on some,
I'm falling asleep. Yeah. He was like, bro, it was like, what book you want to read? And I was like, I don't know. He said, he cracked open his book. He was like, you know what you got to do is, how fast you want to finish a book? I said, I don't know, 14 days? He was like, okay, this is what you do. You count how many pages that you have. Let's say it's a 300-page book, and divide it by 14. And that's how many pages you read a day.
I like that.
And so that's what he was doing.
13-year-old.
13-year-old. He taught me, that's what I say, he taught me how to read. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, he was like, some of these books, I was like, man, some of these books is just boring. He was like, yeah. He was like, that's because you don't read the preface, or you don't read the introduction or the back of the book. He said, what you want to do is read the preface. I didn't know what the preface was, but I always saw it. But
right.
Why the hell you read the preface? And so a lot of times somebody write a dedication in there, or somebody, you'll find that it's somebody that you respect that wrote it for him.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's like, damn, now I'm even more interested in reading this book. Yeah. Or read the back or read just a chapter that you might be interested in. If it's whack, if they, talking about it from a certain type of way, then you be like, that's not the way I want to understand this or look at it. So you throw that book away and go find another one. So that's how it's a science. It's a little science to it, but when you read it, it expands your mind, especially if you can't travel to a place or you never experience it. You can learn from somebody else's experience from reading, and you need that light in your mind so that it will remove the darkness that you have in your mind about a thing. So,
bro, that's powerful even right there, right? Reading to expand your mind, removing darkness that you also may have in your mind, right? Mm-hmm. Just even being enlightened, bro. I know they got all these saint readers or leaders, you know what I'm saying? I loaded up on books this year, man. Yeah. I'm reading the 4 Agreements right now.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just, I think I just finished like 2 chapters in. It's a quick, I might even knock it out like on the airport ride home, bro. But I felt, even just from reading like the first 2 chapters, bro, like I feel better. I feel even more enlightened about life and the agreements and the words that I'm using. I think the first agreement was, something about your word, standing on your word, or impeccable with your word. There you go. Come on. In the studio, right?
There you go.
It's 30 minutes if you watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
Because I like to read books and listen to them at the same time. So
I
knock out 2 books at once.
Yeah.
So if you listen to the audio version on YouTube, it's just like a 30-minute, 45-minute. You can finish a book. And so it's no excuse not to listen to it every day.
Yeah.
Impeccable with your word. Don't make assumptions. That book is fire.
Yeah. See, in the studio, I mean, y'all probably didn't hear that, but I got a synopsis in the studio already. I'm gonna finish the 4 Agreements, but just, man, it's powerful. Like, reading is truly powerful. So one thing I want to touch on, and this is probably one of the last. Well, I got like 2 more things I want to touch on real quick. So talk to me about just relationships, right? Like along this journey. I know, man, being an entrepreneur, businessman, all of that stuff, man. You gotta have the right people in your corner, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So talk to me a little bit about the journey, right? Like I guess I'll even say this, right? So you have children, right?
I do. 3.
Okay. You have 3. So you got 3 children. Mm-hmm. So family, man.
Yeah.
Right? You up late, you come into events, you know what I'm saying? You're driving an hour away. Oh, then you got to go home and code. Yeah. Like, you can't do that by yourself.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So talk to me a little bit about, just the support, the relationships, man, just along the journey, man, that allows you to be the success that we see, right?
Yeah, man. You know what? It's a sacrifice, especially, and I'm speaking in terms of my, my wife, Majida. It's a sacrifice. She sacrificed a lot, in order to allow, me to have the space, because when you have children, it can be difficult.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have a lot of support. You know what I mean? So, man, late nights. I didn't really have to focus on, doing all the work with my children.
Okay.
Because I had a partner that that helped out in that area. So it gave me that freedom to do what I needed to do.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, she didn't have to work.
Right.
You know, I paid all the bills. You know, shout out to the brothers that pay all the bills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, none of that happened.
He said,
no,
bill payer stand up. Like,
if you able to, you know, don't feel bad if you can't. But
everybody's situation different, right? I'm not.
But you know, having that space to do that, you know, it's always, you know, you got to work as a team.
Yeah.
And you know, even like, you know, Credit Fixer, you know, having Dom on my team, and Credit Fixer, I would say, wouldn't be where it's at right now without, you know, her on my team.
Gotcha.
You know, she plays a major role. So her support, her help, amazing. And that's one of the things that, you know, I learned from Brother Umar. Yeah. You know, I was like, bro, man, how'd you build your team? He was like, I'm gonna tell you my secret. He said, if you want your business to grow, make sure that you have women on your team. Yeah. They're gonna get the job done, bro. Yeah. You know, because they have less ego than working with men. Mm. You know, and so that was like, all right, cool. I know what I'm gonna do. Yeah. And so you know, so it's been a blessing, man. Credit Fixer has been thriving. You know, the ideas. You know, when I first brought her on, you know, I didn't hire her. I was like, oh, I can't hire you. I can't.
You can't hire. So wait. Yeah. So, like during the interview process, like how does that like?
Yeah, because you know what's crazy is, you know, I realized how brilliant she was. And I was like, because what I was gonna hire for was, you know, to answer some calls, not calls, but just messages and stuff like that. I was like, I'm not about wasting nobody's time. Yeah. You know, because I value time and I value people in, you know, how brilliant they are. And so I was like, I can't. After the interview, I walked her down to her car and stuff, and I told her, I can't hire you. She looked so mad. She looked so sad. I was like, she couldn't believe it. Because we talked for about 2 hours, and you know, it was great.
I just don't think you're a great fit. You know, like after
So but anyways, I ended up. I say all that to say, you know. I called her back a couple of days later and told her, you know, I got a job for you. But I ended up calling her my right-hand man because, you know, that on that day she was doing stuff for people that I had around me.
Gotcha.
And I was like, things that I would be thinking she was handling. You know, and I was like, oh shit, like this.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then we just started rocking, and it's been beneficial
ever since.
But you know, so that's that. But also overall, man, not burning bridges is so key. And building relationships is so important because, you know, sometimes we think too much of ourselves and once we reach a certain level of success and you think that you are the man or the woman. Right. And in truth, you just reach a stage that, you know, other people can and you may reach or may not reach, but it still does not make you greater or better than them. And it's always good to, you know, even if you have disagreements with people, maintain, you know, relationships and don't speak bad about people, you know, especially if they're not in that room, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you ain't say it to them, you know? So that's my take on relationships is just maintain good character, you know, be upfront, be honest, and make sure you handling the people properly.
Absolutely.
You know, don't be scheming on people for no money. This for right. Do right by people, and overall, you know, the truth will defend itself. I always been taught that. Yeah. You know, so if you doing stuff right, the people recognize real. They'll defend it and they'll support it, and it'll work itself out. You know, so that's how I see it.
Yeah, bro. And you said something there too. I tell people, I was like, yo, you can finesse me for a day or you can get money with me for a lifetime. Like the choice is yours. Like however you want to play it. Like that's finesse me for it. Okay, cool. All right, yep. Joke's on you. You know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of like my mindset too, especially man, just like leading in love, right? Like with people and you know, I gotta be honest. So it kind of messed me. I was talking with Hassan last night, right? Mm-hmm. You know, Umar's brother. And even when I first met Umar, I tell people the story, like, it messed me up when I first met him because, one, he was like a stranger to me or just an influencer, right? We at this event, and I'm like, yo, bro, I'm doing this podcast. I want to have you on. He's like, oh, yeah, bro, let's do it, right? Like, come back to the hotel, let's shoot or whatever, right? And so like I did that, bro. Like, and dude just showed me so much love as a stranger. It messed me up. And I'm like, yo, like, why is he like this? Like, this ain't normal. You supposed to have your guard up. Like, you gonna let me come to the room? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in your space. You gonna feed me too? Yeah. Like, what? Like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it just messed me up. Like, just being shown so much love like that. It's something now I try to do more, right? Just leading like with love. You know, I don't have to treat you like you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to be scared of you, you know what I'm saying? Or just have all these guards up, right? You can literally just lead and love and connect with people and build some dope ass relationships, you know what I'm saying? And network in the process. So, even for me, like, right, just being 30, you know, about 30s, right? Learning that, like, okay, bro, everybody ain't you know what I'm saying? Like, out to get you, you know what I'm saying? It's some genuine people out here. It's some people you can vibe with on a unique frequency. And you ain't got nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, that was just kind of like my little, 2 cents about, leading love and dealing with people and, relationships and whatnot. But no, bro. But other than that, man, it's like we talked about a lot today, right? So, talked a little bit about your story. We talked about credit fixing. We talked about the journey. So now, bro, I just want to know, like, what are some, like, maybe final thoughts, some things that you want to leave with the people who are listening? Right? Like, what are some things that you want them to kind of walk away with from, listening to this episode?
Man, well, number one, like, you the most important, man, I always try to leave with something that can really live for a long time.
Okay. Yeah.
And I never think about what I'm going to say, but, man, you gotta really look in the mirror and know how valuable you are. And I remember something the minister said, Minister Farrakhan, he said, thinking too little of yourself is equal to the sin of thinking too much of yourself. And so, but knowing who you are and knowing how to properly be who you are, and know that you come from God, literally. Man. You are powerful, that powerful. Man. Like, he gave us his abilities. He made us to be able to create. And speaking on behalf of men in general, man, black men specifically, we have not created enough, and that's why we feel so insignificant in this world. We haven't built our own. We looking to other people to do for us what we could truly do for ourselves. You have the power to build. And that's why, in truth, I would never, I tell people this now, I wouldn't build Credit Fixer by myself. I would never do something like that again. But the reason why I did do it was because I wanted to prove to people that you could build something like this. Yeah. You could do something for yourself. You could build it to this scale almost by yourself. Yeah. But unity is more powerful than doing something by yourself. But in order to have unity, you want to, be amongst like-minded people and Absolutely. Those people who know themselves and feel just as powerful and not insignificant, So I don't have like people under me. Like, I have people next to me. Like, Dom, she's on my team. She's not, she talked to me just like I talked to her. Like, she not no employee of mine. Right. I don't even like titles, but, I value people just like I value myself. I don't look at anybody, under me or anything like that. Yeah. And so, I say all that to say, like, know your value. You are so important. Just like even when I started that mentorship, I was afraid to do it, but I had read something. It was like I'm an expert. I was like, damn, how am I an expert? It was like, they say, if you know the one more chapter than the next person, then you know more than that person. So you were expert at that moment in time. Yeah. And so sometimes people like hold on to titles, but titles are so fleeting. Yeah. Just like, man, I'm trying to leave y'all with something. I hope it's of value, but something is on my heart to tell y'all how valuable you are, and just believe. Just start with believing. Just look in the mirror it truly could start right there. Just believing like, man, I could do this. I don't care how big or insurmountable something is. Like, let's say you want to create your own crypto coin or NFT. You might not know how to do it right now, but if you think on that thought long enough and you start having conversations with the right people that are in study, you know how to do it. It takes time. Nothing happens overnight. But that thought is already real. Once it's in your brain, it's real. But the more you learn, the more you study, and the more you associate with the right people, that thought that's in darkness, you can bring it to light. Yeah. And so that's the importance of, studying and learning and continuously learning every day. Otherwise, you're going to be dead, and anything that's dead is in darkness. So, man, that's what I got to say, man.
Yeah, bro. That's it. And I'm going to go back to the being impeccable with your word. You know what I'm saying? Like, just as you mentioned, looking in the mirror, just having that belief that I can do it, right? Whatever it is, that NFT, creating your own coin, whatever. Also, when I was reading this book, The 4 Agreements, it just talked about having your mind be fertile, right? To plant those seeds. You know what I'm saying? Yes, fertile enough to be like, all right, I'm about to really go out here and do this. Like, I believe in myself. I'm about to make something happen. So I'm just kind of double backing on what he said, y'all. Like, a simple daily affirmation. Like, man, like, first, I love myself, right? I believe in myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm capable. I'm worthy of my dreams, of the things that I desire, right? Like, man, like, just pause that, cut that, listen to that. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like, that's how it starts. And I guarantee you'll start to see changes in your life.
Man, you said something that I got to say.
Go ahead.
And, emotions, a lot of times we make decisions off our emotions, but in this case, let's say you feeling good one day. Let's say you feeling good right now. Grab your recorder that's on your phone and record that affirmation, because even in that moment, the way you feeling, it carries energy. Like, what you say carries energy. So even if you listen to that energy that you recorded on that daily, capture that energy and listen to it. I would do stuff like that, man. I would do stuff like that to help me along the way, to get me through. So that's something that you could practically do.
Bro, see, hey, y'all taking notes? Like, this ain't, like, this is you listening to this in the car, like, run it back, take notes. Like, this is like real practical things that you can do, right? I know it may seem so small, y'all. Like, it's not, like, I gotta be honest. I used to, oh man, that stuff is hokey. I'm reading the books and this, and say this to yourself. Like, but man, my life literally started to change when I began to speak differently and think differently. And as you said, even just capturing the energy of different moments, right? And having that replay, like, that's when you start making the change. I know it's the new year, right? Everybody, new year, new me, all of this stuff, right? But you got to put some actions and stuff like with that, right? So these just some tools you can put in your toolbox, so that way you can start really bringing about change in your life. But other than that, man, like, I just want to say, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Corporatepreneur Podcast, man. My brother Khabir Muhammed, we going viral, okay? We going viral, like, it's a wrap, right? We going viral. We got Credit Fixer in the house, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Like, bro, it's a pleasure.
Share this.
Yeah, absolutely. Share. Yeah, please share, subscribe, comment. The podcast is available on Apple, Amazon, Google Play, right? Like, we'll have the links attached below. And then also you can catch the visuals on YouTube, right, at Corporatepreneur TV. Oh. And of course, if you want to tap in with my brother Khabir, you can find him at
Credit Fixer. You can join our Facebook group at The Credit Fixers. And you can join our, what's the other group, Don? Telegram group, The Credit Fixers. You can follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram at Credit Fixer. Check out we got 2 new ebooks out there. One, You Are the Credit Fixer. We also have Kill Student Loan Debt. So check those 2 out.
Kill it, murder.
Yeah, murder for sure. So man, that's how you get in touch with us. And yeah, bro, it's been an honor.
Awesome. So with that, y'all, it's your boy JT. We signing off. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Hey, that was dope, bro.
Man, this is the coldest